He's back.
You know your frogs.
Yes, I do. On the Money Watch, we're talking credit scores today.
That's right, we are. We are always hearing about how much they have control over us. So isn't it time we take control of our own credit score?
Let's get to the heart of what a lot of you worry about when you're hoping to buy a house, the credit ratings.
Listen up if you've been financing your holiday shopping on your credit cards. Turns out that plastic weighs very heavy on your credit score.
9 months ago, a 680 was considered a great credit score, and today it's a 750. So the bar keeps being raised.
So what can you do to keep your credit score in shape? Our good friend Joe Bert, Certified Financial Group, joining us right now with more on that and our Monday topic. Hi, Joe. Great to see you.
Good morning, Amy.
All right, so let's talk first about how this credit score is made up. What is sort of the process of how they come up with this score?
Well, let's back up just a little bit. Let me give you a little bit of a history lesson this morning.
Okay.
It goes back to FICO is the credit score that we're all talking about. It stands for Fair Isaac Company. It goes back to 1956. A couple of guys have been named Bill Fair and Earl Isaac started doing some credit reporting for the Hilton Company when they were establishing their credit card system. And it's evolved into what we know today as the credit score. Now, why is it important? Because your credit score affects virtually everything that you do. Not just buying a house. You want to get a job, they look at your credit score. You want to buy a car, they look at your credit score. You want to rent an apartment, they look at your credit score. All this stuff comes into play, and your credit score is very important, as you said.
It is, and let's break it down, because this is the first time I'd ever seen this. Just last week we were talking about this story, and the way they actually break down the score is pretty fascinating.
Melissa has some numbers here that we can pull up, I think. First of all, it's your 35% of your score comes from your payment history. In other words, how are you paying? Are you paying on time? This is number one thing. Number two, the amount of credit, the amount that you owe. That they're going to look at, the length that you've had the credit, any new credit that you're getting, and the types of credit. Is it credit card? Is it car payments? And all that stuff. So all those things affect the score. They put it into a computer. They come up with an algorithm that they use, and this creates your score. And as I said, you know, your credit score in the 800s is sweet, but they're raising the bar all the time.
Right, they are. So what is the average score right now?
I would say the average score is probably around 650s, in that range. There's a lot of folks, unfortunately, that really got hammered when the recession came along, and obviously they're working to build up the score. But the name of the game is to pay the cards on time. That's number one. And number two is to keep the amount of credit that you have under control relative to your income. You know, we go to the department store today, and everybody wants to give you a credit card to get that extra 10% off. If you have a lot of credit relative to your overall income, it can affect your score. And as we said, it affects a lot of things that you do every day, including the insurance premiums that you pay on your car.
Okay, so let's talk about that, because it's sort of a double-edged sword. You don't want to have too many credit cards, but you have to have some credit cards to build good credit, and you can't max them out. So what's the balance there, Joe?
Well, the balance is to not have too many credit cards and to pay them on time. You don't want to have a pocket full of credit cards and be paying minimum payments. And you know, and the interesting thing is, Amy, they will not tell you exactly how this score is calculated. It's a black box.
Okay, and a good credit score today, what would you consider to be, wow, you have great credit? That's
it's somewhere in the 800s.
800s now. Wow, impressive. All right. Certified Financial Group. Joe, your website for folks who want to get in touch with you.
Hit hashtag 250 say retirement. It'll get you in our office. It'll also get you a link to our website. That's hashtag 250 say retirement.
Okay, great. Joe Bert, Certified Financial Group. Always a pleasure, Joe. Thank you.
My pleasure.